Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we will go through a lot of topics. I'm going to show you an interview from the Israelis' news channel that was claiming that Iranians have used mind waves to influence Trump. It's interesting because I think that's actually what they did in Israel. Nevertheless, I'm going to show you this video and I will be reading to you what this guy said during the interview. What is the real reason that US is blocking Israel? Is it a blackmail? Is it so-called shared values? Or maybe there is a different reason? An interesting video I came across that makes a lot of sense, and I think a lot of you will agree with what it says. We will also look into Albania. We're going to start with Albania very briefly, just to show you a video from, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. I haven't presented this to you because I had an interview on my channel with first-time guests. So if you're interested, make sure to check it out. A little different approach to the current events we took. And also, I will show you how the conscription looks like in Israel if you are an Orthodox Jewish person who probably is not in power, because if you are an Orthodox Jew and you are in power, that I don't think you will ever face the treatment like this. And we also gonna look into Spain, how some Israeli tourists are destroying the food stand because of the one Palestinian flag that was placed on it. And we will end this video with a massive twin earthquake that took place in Venezuela, from all the places. Near Caracas. I wonder why. There is a lot of victims. I don't have the numbers. I'm going to show you the video. It looks pretty drastic. And I don't think there is a coincidence that we are having so many earthquakes lately. Again, you know, tinfoil hat approach to things, but I think a lot of us wear tinfoil hats. So let's start this video with saying thank you to Gunnar, I think I said your name correctly, who donated on my PayPal and supports my work this way. I appreciate it very much. And let's look into Albania first. A quick video how some Albanians are taking care of things into their own hands, and what they are doing with certain project. So yes, that was, I think, on June 22nd. It's 3 days ago. Nevertheless, since I have been covering Albania story pretty frequently, I wanted to show you this. Now I will show you a different country and also a different destruction, demolition. This time this will be in Spain, but I think I will read this for you first before I show you the video with the sound, because you need to hear the noise the objects are making when they are flying. Let me just find this for you guys. A lot of topics today to go through. Let's see where I have this. I think one moment. Thank you for your patience. Here it is. Okay, thank you for your patience, guys, by the way, but I don't know how to do it the other way. Anyway, This post was posted a day ago. It says, a single Palestinian flag on a food truck in Spain was enough to turn a group of drunk Israeli tourists feral, assaulting workers and the vehicle. The attack workers tried to de-escalate and send them away, but the Israelis exploded, attacking the food truck and its staff. The pattern from Spain to the Philippines, Israeli tourists have been documented ripping down Palestinian flags, attacking businesses, and chanting death to Arabs. So I'm gonna play this for you. Let me just mute myself for a moment. And here it is. It's like, why are you traveling in the first place when you know that you will come across people who don't agree with you at all, right? So, as far as agreeing about things, let me take you to this video. This is like the projection. You have to invert it on the other side. So when this guy will say that on Israeli news channel, when he will say that Iranians use the mind waves to influence Trump, pretty much that's what he is saying about what Israel does, in my opinion. But let's take a look at this clip. I'm going to read this because he speaks in his language, which most of us, I assume, don't understand. Let me find this again, guys. Again, thank you so much for your patience today with me. And let's see where I have this. Right here. Okay, perfect. So, Israeli's news channel, Earth, claims that Iranians used mind waves to influence Trump into signing peace deal. Okay. I'm going to read this. This is really small, in small letters here. Trump changed, I think that's what he said at first. Trump changed his position. It's not exactly telepathic powers, but electromagnetic powers. The Russians have it, the Koreans have it, and the Iranians have it. I know it. I know it sounds like I took it from some fictional movie, but it's really what's happening on the job now. They are working with this weapon, and in my opinion, they've injected these waves into the brain. I don't exactly know. It could be that even in Russia, when he was in Russia, it's very easy. Even from the routines in Washington, I think routines, that's what he said. Sorry, China, they hint him in China. They can see this weapon from the routines in Washington. Why don't you activate your telepathic weapon, she asked, your electromagnetic weapon to rebalance it? This is what the journalist asked. Believe it or not, they ask me, this guy answers, to do it. And I am working on it. He asked me to share with you where the request came from. Yes, there are things that I can't reveal, but we're working on it. And I'm saying that there is a serious change in Donald Trump very soon. Oh, so he's already, he's already announcing that there will be another flip in Trump, which means the military conflict will escalate probably because they're gonna use different waves, the war of waves, everyone. So the guy continues. She asked. Also, tell us about his disputes. This is the same story. Do you think the electromagnetic weapon is a Witkoff? Look, it could also be related to finances. Qatar, I'm actually angry. The guy says, I went on my networks. How can Donald Trump receive a 747, that's about the plane, as a gift? Anyway, then they talk about plane, but this is, the translation is as it is, but this is absolutely shit show, everyone. Absolutely shit show. It's just, they are doing this. So whatever happens is maybe someone else was using the waves, the war of waves we are having at this moment. Now I will take you to how the conscription in Israel looks like how to take you to the army, how to convince you or force you to take you to the army to be part of the IDF. If you are, for example, an Orthodox Jew and you cannot join the army. So I will mute myself again because you need to hear the sound. Then, the picture has more emotion with it or to it. Let's take a look and let's take a listen. That's what's up. Unless let's say you are part of Chabad Lubavitch. I wonder, how about Chabad Lubavitch? Are they? No, they are fighting. You remember this rabbi who is designated to Albania? You remember, with the red beard? Yeah, he was very proud of killing children when he was part of the unit in IDF. So I guess Chabad Lubavitch is military active. Well, those don't want to be active. So let me show you how it looks like in Israel. Well, the Post said that that's how they were chasing them, protesting the military service, but I think that's how they recruit them to military service as well. So maybe I was mistaken describing the situation. Nevertheless, that's how they treat their own people. But, they are not really the same, kind of, right? So now let's go to Ukraine, because this never stops. Another story. And that was in Odessa. How much longer this will go on? What do you think? And many are wondering why, Russia is not just finishing it. Again, I repeat, because certain number of people has to be removed, means die, and the land has to be cleared up. And there are other conflicts that have to evolve during the process of the so-called special military operation. It is special operation and it's military, but there are different reasons behind it, right? Well, now I know. In the beginning, I didn't. So as Russians are dying, because they are dying too, not just Ukrainians are dying, which is perfect scenario for a different bloodline to enter the property. Now, as we are talking about this, I want to show you this video. It's it's recorded in some very conspiracy tinfoil hat way. However, the way this is describing and explaining what is the real reason that US is backing Israel. I still believe that Trump is being blackmailed. That's one thing, but this actually is a different aspect that I think it's very important to consider, because they are using it as a testing ground in US, and I'm not saying people of United States, I'm saying no, those are not even loving United States as a country creatures. Those are those who are in power that are on it. So let's take a look and let's take a listen, and please be open-minded and just approach it with open mind and some critical thinking.
You think you know why the U.S. backs Israel? You're wrong.
What's the truth?
It's not blackmail. It's not shared values. Israel runs the only human laboratory on Earth, a place where you can test population control tech under the cover of war.
A lab?
Journalist Anthony Lowenstein calls Gaza the perfect laboratory. Drones, AI targeting, facial recognition. Every tool is tested on Palestinians before it's sold worldwide.
And that's why the U.S. backs them.
Chris Hedges said it straight. The Palestinians are human laboratory rats to the Israeli military, tried out on the captive population, often with lethal results.
So the tech gets battle-tested in Gaza, then sold abroad?
Exactly. That's why Israeli arms exports hit $19 billion in 2025. And the U.S. isn't just buying, it's integrating. Section 224 of the new defense bill fuses U.S. and Israeli military tech into one system. AI, cyber, biotech, everything.
So the same surveillance used on Palestinians
will be used on you.
And this actually is, in my opinion, if not the main reason, but one of the main reasons, because this looks like DARPA, the Brain Initiative project that Obama actually signed into existence. If you don't know what it is about, I invite you to do your own research. A lot of human trafficking is actually related to that project, Brain Initiative project, that is experimenting on people without their permission, by the way. So this is the story on another level, on another scale, happening in Palestine, in Gaza. That's what they are doing with those children. That's what they are doing with those people. And that's why they are rejoicing each time. Think about it. The law that they have in Israel, that they can kill Palestinians in jails. Imagine what they are doing in those jails. Just imagine. This is testing the technology, and for Israel to become this superpower in the artificial intelligence. So Pax Judaica is really running the AI and technology system. I'm not an expert. I don't know what words to use, but I think you get my point what I'm trying to say. I know the video was created in a strange way, like very, tinfoil hat conspiracy, but that makes sense because you have the military, military complex, industrial military complex in the United States, absolutely connected with those projects. The same way how they have been testing technology in Ukraine, for example. Like this is the war that is using drones. No other war before was doing that. So they have tested it. Now, where do we go? We go to Venezuela. We're gonna look at this earthquake that took place yesterday, or I don't know, hours ago, because there is a time difference, of course, where I am. Let me show you this first, and then I'm gonna play the video for you. Let me mute this. So here you can see this is 7.1 and 7.5 earthquake, so twin earthquakes in Venezuela. Someone says the worst thing is that no hospital or emergency body has supplies to attend to these people. There are no ambulances or train teams in other places. Close to the capital, there is no one helping. Someone put this in the post. Probably someone from Venezuela. How this can be, huh? They have no help, no medical help. And there was one more video. Let me actually show you this from, look at this, is horrific. From the airport. Look at the road. So they are watching that from the ocean. Aftermath, the aftermath. Okay, let me show you this video from the airport, guys. And let's see, it's right here, actually. Yeah, I think it's from the airport. Yeah, this was filmed at Maiguetia International Airport. So let's take a listen to this video about this earthquake, what took place. We're gonna just take a moment, and I would like to ask you, what do you think is the reason, since Trump already removed Maduro from there? So just happened, right? Mother Nature. Is it Mother Nature or is not Mother Nature? So let's take a listen.
Two powerful earthquakes have struck Venezuela, leveling buildings in the capital. The first foreshock measured a magnitude of 7.2 at a depth of 22 kilometers. The second main shock was much stronger and more shallow, registering 7.5 magnitude at a depth of 10 kilometers. And the two earthquakes struck just 39 seconds apart. The U.S. Geological Survey has warned that there could be a high number of casualties and also extensive damage. Let's bring in Teresa Bo, who joins us live from Bogota in neighboring Colombia. Teresa, what can you tell us about these two earthquakes?
Well, certainly, there were two earthquakes mostly happening in central Venezuela. One of them was 7.2 in the area of San Felipe, and the second one in Yumare. That's all located in central Venezuela. Apparently was also felt in some areas here across Colombia. There was a tsunami alert issued shortly after. What we can tell you is the images that we're seeing that are coming out of Venezuela. People terrified at the airport in Maiquetía. people running and trying to hide their children, lots of destruction inside the airport. Then in the area of Altamira, for example, in Caracas, where several buildings apparently collapsed. That's an area that's filled with restaurants and businesses, among other things. And there was also videos of an area in Maracay also with lots of destruction in those locations. I was just talking to someone in Caracas who was telling me that there could be lots of casualties because mostly this is the time when people go back to their homes. So there could be people trapped under the rubble. However, the government until now has not confirmed exactly what is going on. We do know that the Minister of Interior, Diosdado Cabello, has confirmed that some buildings have collapsed, and they're also asking people to remain outside of their buildings because of the risks that it means of going back inside and back to their homes. Also, lots of people just standing and sitting outside on the streets, afraid to go back inside because there could be aftershocks, and that's why for now they're remaining outside of those buildings.
Teresa, these images that we're showing are from Caracas, the capital, but do you know of any injuries or damages there in the region where this actually struck, this region which is west of Caracas?
Well, it's important to know that around 80% of Venezuela's population is located in seismic areas. So it's not clear yet how far it has reached and how much damage has been caused because of this. We know that there's images coming out of an area like Maracay, for example, or people closer to the beach, also in Caracas. But that's the information that we have so far. The government has not exactly said how much money has been cost until now. It's interesting to know that Venezuela has a strict building code, anti-seismic building code. However, there's many of these buildings that have collapsed are old, and also many of the people in the country live in very poor location, in very poor areas where the buildings are extremely vulnerable. So, we cannot say right now how much damage or what has happened exactly there, but certainly these earthquakes, they were strong. This has not happened in many years. The latest large earthquake happened back in 1967. Then there was another one in 2024, another one last year. And apparently, President Nicolás Maduro at that time had carried out some drills to be prepared for the country, to be prepared in case something like this happened. He's currently detained in the United States. But certainly, we're waiting to hear more information, especially from the government, to find out exactly how much damage these two earthquakes have caused.
Teresa,
You know what just came to me, guys? And I know I am probably being like, I don't know what word to use. I think it's another land grab. I think soon we're gonna hear about rebuilding projects sponsored by a certain group of people and a certain type of people moving in there. I know I'm maybe being like already kind of, maybe not obsessed, but very one way looking at things as far as this goes. But of course, this could be just some situation with Mother Earth. But lately, when I look at the fires, earthquakes, weather situations, most of it, to me, not all of it, but most of it is human-made. And there is a reason behind it. There are some waves, like we started this video with some waves. They go through the brain and they go through the buildings and they go through the land. And then you have to rebuild it, and someone else gladly moves in, occupies it because that has been promised. You know what I'm talking about, right? Let me know what you think, because just came to me when she was talking and I said, you know, this could be, because when you look at the South America, Argentina checked, right? A lot of countries already like checked. Colombia, Chile, was it Chile or Peru? Peru as well, checked. So is there one country that is a little bit resilient? I think Brazil is a little bit more resilient, not like they are not willing to be part of this, another promised land, but this could be, in my opinion, related to it. Of course, I might be wrong. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate your patience with me trying to find the right videos for you, but I know that my audience is mature enough and patient enough. And you know, there is a saying in Polish language, tylko spokój nas uratuje. I don't know if you have this in other languages, which means only peace or calmness will save us. So I think we have to remind ourselves this, because they are triggering us with so many things. Even when you look at the information, you want everything like rapido, rapido, quick, quick, quick. And when I'm going through those videos, sometimes it takes longer. So those of you who don't mind me searching for it and keep on watching, I appreciate very much. If you hit thumbs up, I appreciate as well. If you subscribe, means a lot. And I read all of your comments, so thank you for leaving them. And if you choose to support my work, becoming my Patreon member, it helps me immensely. You can also be my local supporter or simply donate on PayPal. With this being said, lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in another video. Bye, everyone.